Chapter 1 Weird Science 8% of U.S. kids have food allergies. Luckily, very little of what they eat is technically food. Stephen Colbert. On a swampy day in New Orleans, 15,000 people streamed into the Montreal Convention Center, an immense structure on the banks of the Mississippi. Food scientists, chemists, research and development chiefs, marketing executives, salespeople, professors, and students. They wore badges attached to ribbons strung around their necks and hauled around thick packets of information in free shoulder bags festooned with company logos. Old acquaintances greeted one another with backslaps and squeals of delight. For 3 days in mid-June, the convention center, just upriver from the elegant plantation homes and leafy throughways of the Garden District, hummed with a low roar of chatter. An annual event since 1940, the Institute of Food Technologists' yearly meeting, known as IFT, is the country's largest and most anticipated gathering in the processed food industry. There are few locations better suited to a celebration of food than New Orleans. The town's luscious aromas are an indelible part of its character, with New Orleans's contributions to the national diet including crawfish bisque, jambalaya, po' boys, spicy red beans and rice, oysters Rockefeller, shrimp remoulade, trout amandine, and shrimp cooked every which way. These carnal, spicy foods have evolved from a rich brew of diverse populations and prompted the novelist Tom Robbins to write, "The minute you land in New Orleans, something wet and dark leaps on you and starts humping you like a swamp dog in heat, and the only way to get that aspect of New Orleans off you is to eat it off." There was lots to eat at IFT, but not the standard New Orleans fare. IFT isn't the fancy food show. You'll find no morel mushrooms, Italian fruit vinegar, or Hawaiian honey. And it isn't Aspen's Food and Wine Classic with its melted cheese masterclass. Dedicated to the latest advances in food science, it's a conference where the idea of eating seemed to take on a curious notional quality, a place where food isn't plant or animal, but a matrix or application. The conference opened with a video entitled Day in the Life of a Food Scientist, featuring both a NASA food scientist talking about how she confects space meals and scientists at Disney making new kids' snacks with cartoon characters. Michael Spector, author of the book Denialism: How Irrational Thinking Hinders Scientific Progress, Harms the Planet, and Threatens Our Lives, delivered the keynote address. He spoke about how science, food and otherwise, is often misunderstood by the public. Afterward, a panel discussion explored changing the image of food science in the marketplace. The conference's main event was held in an immense exposition hall where 900 companies that supply ingredients for processed food had set up booths to showcase their new products. The largest installations featured colorful banners suspended from the ceiling, plush carpets, comfy couches, counters with bar stools, and small kitchens. One company had driven a truck into the hall to serve as its cooking station. Another hung a giant salt shaker from the rafters at an angle, as if it were about to unleash a snowstorm on the crowd below. Along the perimeter, rows of more modest setups extended as far as the eye could see. As I wandered the floor, I noted strange banners that advertised cheese application needs and emulsified meat systems. A company selling milk powders declared, "At Marin Foods, people eat, sleep, and drink agglomeration." Another firm boasted about meat enhancement. At one booth, I asked a 20-something